Hello, good evening. Oh, I'm here. Oh no, no internet shenanigans. It's not Wednesday though. Nothing should be cursed. Let's see. Okay, I think everything is fine. There is sound. Okay. So what happened? What happened? Right! We openly disobeyed our maker. That's what happened. Eh. Extra effort, increase stat pool, please. More intelligence, maybe? Yeah, and more might. Oh, another level. Yes, please. Gains plus 15% on attack. Or plus one cipher limit. That sounds nice. Not that I use them. Enemies in range who fail to resist gain demoralized on all tasks, whatever that means. I think I'll take the lucky combatant. Wearing no armor. I am wearing armor. Is it weird that I do not understand whatever is going on here, but I understand perfectly well when there's a fantasy setting speaking about some absurd magical powers? Ugh. Oh my. So it was that bad. I've been feeling so since the weekend. I just want to go to sleep, but I cannot. Sucker Punch, maybe? Attack that deals weapon damage plus 3 if the target has a negative. That'll confer haste for one round. I understand the words. I do not understand the meaning at all. Attack that deals weapon damage plus 3. If the target has any negative fatals, you regain health equal to 50% of the damage dealt. That is not happening because I am not landing any punches. Oh, come on, please work with me. When flex skill is active. Can I see what do you mean by flex skill? No. Summon a psychic construct that helps you flank. Yes, please. Once per crisis. Fantastic. Wait, I forgot about one thing. Give me a second. And I always am, and I always will be jealous of people being sick for 1-2 days. Whenever I'm sick, I just lay down in bed for over a week, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, that will be better. Why is nothing working now? Come on. Let's see. Running? Maybe. Maybe stealth now. Maybe endurance? Inability. I would like some more armor. Smashing. Oh. I finally got the thing working. No? Yes? Oh, finally. So, today I had a really weird day because ever since last week I was tasked with trying to introduce AI to my daily work. And the last time I tried to do that, it resulted in an argument. And now one of the colleagues won't speak to me. I mean, they won't speak to me. They will speak about me behind my back and laugh at me behind my back, thinking I don't hear it. So now I was tasked with working on AI, and there's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it, but I feel sick satisfaction. Because I'm gonna use the stuff they did, and there's nothing they can do. Okay, I managed to level up. Hello, Ritis. The reflection before you resembles Aretes, but an unmistakably older one. No golden glow surrounds him. He is plain, weathered. His hair is streaked with grey and white. Help, he says plainly, clutching at his sides as if he's cold. His hands are calloused, cracked, and dark with embedded dirt. What are you doing in my head? You found my herding stick. I put it down before I opened the black box and the demons came out. They filled every part of the alcove and they filled me up. Most of them are inside me now, shouting and watching. You found the ones that were left, and they brought me here. I don't understand. Are you Aretes? Yes, I'm me. I'm the me that lived alone in the nameless field with the seal. He named them and tended them and clipped their yellow wool. I think they're all dead now. No one fed them but him, and he's gone. I'm gone. That was a long time ago, before the demons came out of the black box and filled me, before I was called to adventure. The louder words tear themselves out of him, and he recoils from them, covering his ears. The glow ebbs from his eyes as suddenly as it came. What was that? The louder ones. They're braver than me and make me be brave. They always shout. The other ones whisper. They watch. They're hungry. Indigo flickers at the center of his pupils like a distant bonfire. They want me to die. Erity's mouth doesn't move, but the words seem to come from him anyway, hissing from the depths of his throat. You want to be free of them, don't you? No, my life would be boring, he says, without them. Erity staggers back another step, pressing his lips together. The red and indigo flames coiling in his pupils subside, until only the pale blue remains. Yes, please. I want to go home. I want to find my Yol and go home.
I'll remember that.
Drive them out of me. Please. I don't want to be me anymore. coding with Visual Studio. I honestly do not remember the name of the program. I used Cursor for half of a day, and now I'm using something else that looks like a ghost on a purple background, something like that. Kali. I don't remember. You mentioned a Yule before. What is that? Herd creatures. Soft yellow wool, milk, and cheese. My heart is lost now. I think they're gone. It sounds like you like being a Yule herder. Not until I wasn't one anymore. I lived in the nameless field where my mother was buried. I liked making songs in my head, but I hated that field, that leaky house. I wanted to leave it all behind, to sing for people for meals in distant taverns. But now I wish I could go back there, sing to my animals and sleep where my mother slept. Do you have any idea what kind of demons are inside you? I don't, but I feel them, hear them. They claw and keep me awake. They shout and whisper. They live in my veins and cling to my spine with tiny teeth. How did you end up with those demons inside you? One of my own wandered into the dead valley. Its tracks went around the alcove, and I decided to sleep there for the night. I heard sounds inside the dark box on a shelf, and I opened it. And ever since, I've been buried by them, by the other me, screaming and crying, never sleeping. I never found my yo, and now I never will. They don't let me sleep, and I'm hungry all the time. They don't think of me as real. I'm their toy. And how can I help you? I don't know. Find healers, maybe? Or doctors? Okay, we'll try. Oh, now it works. Oh, I think that's another... No, this is not another way. Ah. Don't fight. Honestly, the game is fighting. Empty reflection. This is our usual way out, and this should bring us to the... not the bastards. The other castles. Oh, art book for clair-obscure sounds divine. As you cross through the portal, you hear the ringing of synth blade being battered, followed by frantic shouts. Focus, villain! Keep the beast away from me! I need just a little more time. You think Funkus is my problem? This is a place of the sorrow, not some broken hound. Kumose spots you over the writhing haunches of the monster. Brothers, calm yourselves. Our friend is not lost as we feared. She will help. Strange, I saw it place a barrier against you mere seconds ago. You broke through so quickly. No matter, I have an esoteric that may banish this creature, but I need a few moments longer to prepare it. Assist Kamos and Vil in defending me, so I may do so. or, you know, if she could help. How do we know that ritual of yours will even work? Wait, what? I'll help them fight it off, or I'll help them fight it off. As you say, if you have any knowledge of the Numenera, you may also assist me speeding the process. Get over here if that is true. Otherwise, I'll complete it myself. The sword fragment snarls at the villain, preparing another assault. The threat of violence triggers a reflex dip in your mind, and you subconsciously begin to summon reflections of your current companions. Yes! What was that sound? And on Thursday, they're releasing new Metroid game? Oh. Mm, 95? 95. Wasn't the last one the Metroid Panic? No, what was it? I don't remember. Ugh, I really cannot get there. Okay, I can summon a psychic construct. That's something. Yes. So this may... I might try that. Might as well. Oh, it is demoralized. Great. I've watched a couple of Metroid games, but I haven't played any either. Where can you go? Can you get there? How far can you go? Over there. Cool. Oh, so they're making a... So they're making it an open world? Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, get somewhere... there, I guess. And you can even try shooting. Oh, it didn't go through. Why? It is dazed. I just noticed how much health it has. I think you will just go and hit it with all you've got. Almost all you've got. I wanna summon myself an illusory warrior. Go out of there. I don't wonder when it's gonna act. We are halfway there, you say? Oh, and you can end your turn. Shoot it. I mean, you're doing fairly well. And go out. And this is gonna be my illusory warrior, yes. Okay, so it's not doing anything. It just dies. If you could... No, you cannot really move around. Go there. Maybe I'll get in range. Yes. Aye, it missed. The ritual is nearly complete.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
Rain, I believe in you. No! It missed. Oh, it didn't do anything. Oh, interesting, interesting. With the fragment of the sorrow gone, you feel new connections being made in your mind. It's as though the sorrow itself were keeping you from your full potential. Oh, well done. You're in your debt multiple times now. In her debt? It's her fault we're trapped here in the first place. By my count, he stops and stares at his hands. They're transparent and becoming more so. Hey, what's going on? Intriguing. We are no longer tied to this place. Our consciousness are finding a more suitable location. What does that mean? Are we dying? Are we free? Neither, I think. It means this part of the mental construct is not ours, not truly. We are being drawn to some place that is. Farewell, friend sister. I don't know if we'll meet again, but until then they're gone, and you're alone. I am truly alone.
Ready.
As you emerge from the clock fathom, you notice a new portal has appeared where there was only empty space before. There are more fragments beyond it. You can feel them fading in your mind, strangling your full potential. Something has to be done, but only if you're strong enough to face more of them. I am not strong enough. Not by a long shot. Not yet. Do you have something new to tell me? Oh, right. Stranger Things is coming out now. Oh, that is true. Oh. You want something, right? And I don't know what you want.
I'm going.
I will find the thing eventually. Yeah, they are all adults now. It is weird. Well. Not my fault. Your eyes snap open and at first you fear you've fallen deeper into the labyrinth, another fathom. Flames rake the ground around you, the bedrock buckling under the heat. The image of Adiris resolves you as your vision adjusts to the searing light. Her composure is beginning to crack. You can see the fear in her eyes, held in check only by her iron will. You're awake. Quickly now, while you were inside the mare. That's... The shields have fallen. The sorrow is breaking into the sanctuary. It's destroying our home. The others are trying to hold it back, but tell me first, did you find what you were looking for? Yes and no. Mazov says the resonance chamber will destroy us all if the changing god activates it. You mean the first was right all along? You must find a way to stop him. He must not be allowed to succeed. Now we must deal with the situation at hand. A few have already escaped, but most are trapped within the rubble and flames, some too terrified to move. You must get to the teleportation platform and flee. Save as many as you can on your way. Although the dome no longer encircles our sanctuary, the generators may hold enough power to slow the sorrow's progress. They can be activated by placing your palm here and whistling this tune. Good luck, sister. Let's make sure as many survive as possible. Okay. Help or cast-offs. Got it. Huh? Doesn't look like I can do anything about you. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Nothing can be done now. Don't waste your time. guys are doing well.
Let's go.
I think I can do things with it. A few weaker rocks lie cracked below a larger group of boulders. If they can be removed, the rubble will collapse. Smash it. Oh. Okay, 95%. A few of the rocks break free. Those remaining cannot support boulders above. The pile collapses. Can you do something about this? Thank you. It is suppressed now. Take everything. There is another one.
That's something I could do.
Good. We have to run. Run! Then run? What can I do about it? Leave alone. Oh, there's another one. Coward. Oh, the Reese dealt with the boulders there. Make your way out, brothers and sisters. The portal to Necropolis still functions. Yeah, I'm trying. Oh, Eritis, I'm glad you are still possessed. Thank you for helping poor Come on, we've gotta run. Just, oh, really? I would love to just... Oh, thank you, now I know where I can run.
Ready.
I feel like I can take on the world.
Good. Is there anyone else there, guys? Okay, Reen, please activate this one. Those two will do fine. Yeah. Everything. Deal with this. Then do it yourself. Several enormous cracks have fallen on top of the lattice of synth tubing. Faint blue sparks spurt from the open end on the broken pipe. Okay, you cannot deal with that. What is that? Is this the sorrow? Yep, this is the sorrow. Okay. I think I have quick fingers, but I don't have enough movement to go there.
Go.
Oh, we are in big trouble. How far can you go? Well, quite literally here. You can help with this. Aritis should be able to help with that. God's about it. Here, it will kill us all. I'm not sitting around waiting for you all to snap out of your terror. What? She shouts to you above the din. Hope is not lost. The territory. If there is any truth in the legends, then it is our only hope. But you'll need time to understand it. If one of us is brave, perhaps others can live to find a way to stop it. I am brave. I am brave. I will bide the time for you and the others, young one. Make the most of it. Most wordlessly in your mind, either at Adira's words or the suffocating presence of the sorrow. Thank you. I'll do everything I can to save the others. I would say it is no matter, but it is a great matter indeed. Do not waste my sacrifice. A golden glow surrounds her as she steps forward, a kaleidoscope of beautiful colors, the shifting energies of the tides cast into tangible being. She holds her hand aloft and ethereal fires play around it. The weight of the sorrow's baleful focus settles on her. Your vision shrinks to a pinpoint as the two face each other. Save who you can and run! This we already established that he cannot deal with those. Don't stand there, run! Oh, really? What are you doing?
I'm ready.
I don't have quick fingers either. So let's hope Rain has it. I don't want to go there with will die. Oh, we can try this. We'll come back with food. No, he cannot smash things. Okay, so I don't waste. Can I check what you have? Character sheet? You have quick fingers, thank you.
That's something I can do.
And let's hope you succeeded. Oh, thank goodness. Avoiding the sputtering energy, remove several heavy stones from the pile. The exposed synth tubes flash as some of the heavier rocks fall into them and disintegrate with a hiss. The remaining rubble rests precariously in a single round hunk of stone. Don't kill Aritis, please. Oh. It goes straight for Adiris. Sandwich with bread, salmon, salad, and tomato. That sounds fantastic. Will we be able to run away? I don't... Okay. I suppose only I have to make it through. Those two are safe now. How far can you run? I can run quite the distance.
I'm ready. I'm always
Wait, so we're not done yet? I cannot get there. Try to lever the rocks. You pick up a meter-long length of synth and eyeball the pile's center of gravity. With a quick jab, you set the ball under the rocks, hop up and press down. The mount crashes into the synth lattice and atomizes. The last of the rocks buries the device.
Ready.
I don't think you can smash it, can you? Eek.
Alright,
I suppose you cannot do it either. Oh, the game is lagging a little bit. %35% did it. I'm amazed. I do wonder if our necromancer man here should be doing anything. He's just standing there, unfazed but by what's happening. Oh no. I do wonder if whether or not this is really the first or something that the changing god discarded a part of himself. We can go as far as here.
I'm always.
I take it.
Look out, villains! Trouble coming your way.
Oh, that sounds great. I've started baking my own bread lately. And it is quite nice, I must admit. It's not baker level, but it is quite nice one. Cast off. Cast off is the only one that cannot get there. Really. You've got to be kidding. Can you give me... No, you cannot give me an action. Of course you cannot. Well, then just... I guess everyone gather around. So we're close.
that's the stuff.
Thank you very much for not standing in my way. I think we've saved everyone who wanted to be saved. Yes, it definitely takes time to perfect making bread. At least I am glad that I was raised on eating sourdough bread and not that sweet breads like most of people in America do.
All right.
Use it. I think I could have used it with anyone, but doesn't matter. Even as the heat of the fire cracks and blisters skin, the air around the structure feels damp and pregnant. It pulses in a way it wasn't before, some kind of a reaction to the source presence. As it is approached, 3 bone-like handles curl out of the structure as if in greeting. That certainly didn't happen before. A telepathic whispering begins, a cold, cacophonous chittering that is clear despite the roaring flames all around. Something's alive inside this thing. Turn the bone. The lever rotates slowly across the face of the structure, lubricated by a mucus film. It locks into place and withdraws into the pyramid. The cacophonous chittering grows louder. 2 bones still protrude from the surface. Yeah, one can do it as well. A few seconds of pushing ratchets the joint into place. It slides soundlessly into the pyramid. The psychic noise grows even more painful, more eager. Make the way.
Sure it's safe.
A single femur protrudes from one side of the pyramid. The voices have grown to a painful pitch. Whatever's inside is eager for the structure to be open. As the bone glides into place, a gurgling screech rakes the sky. The cacophony of voices lashes out, seeking a mind to latch onto. It's seeking you. The last cast-off. I'm not seeking it, though. Just stay here, stand in the place, insane place. Is it gonna open the bridge? They are going this way, all of them. Erity Snow.
I'm going.
As you approach, a voice, or 1,000 voices, moan in your head, forming a connection with your mind. One side of the pyramid swings open, a swirl of transdimensional energy and biological fluids blossoming inside. A portal with something else waiting on the other side. You can only hope it's not worse than the sorrow that haunts you here. I don't want to. The interior of the pyramid swirls with a mysterious energy. A loud, plaintive chittering beckons.
I'm ready to learn something.
Before you can react, a powerful gravitic force yanks you and your companions into the structure, away from the horse of Miel Avest. It wrenches the other surviving cast-offs inside as well, hurling them to other places beyond your reach, and you suddenly find yourself somewhere else. You are pulled through the ferretary, and the world goes dark. Your sense of sight has suddenly failed. You try to move your limbs and find that you cannot. You're alone, cut off from everyone else. You sense the terrifying presence of the sorrow as it surges through the portal behind you, knowing you're trapped if it reaches out, and is hurled back, shrieking in fury. Its cries vanish at once, as if an impermeable wall has suddenly been raised between you. In the instant before that happens, however, you sense the roiling, nauseating shape of its mind, through the place in your mind where resides, and pain mingled with a wordless rage. A terrible new sound fills your ears, a chittering, whispering cacophony. Something probes at the edges of your mind, something vast and incomprehensible. Try to understand it. You concentrate upon the chittering, whispering sound, trying to discern what it wants. With a start, you realize that you are being studied, poked and prodded, and it's about to get a lot worse. The probing of your consciousness grows more insistent. Thoughts and emotions rise unbidden, only to be pushed aside in quick succession. With a searing pain, something forces deep into your mind. You scream in agony. Memories flash past your eyes beyond your control, tearing from one to the next. Then, without warning, it stops. You feel a sudden sense of recognition and perhaps surprise. The jittering fades and you slowly wake. What is this? What new treasure is here for me to find? A friendly voice booms, opening your bleary eyes to see an earnest, great-skinned non-human with a toothy smile. He is tall and wide across the shoulders and exudes great strength. His hands terminate in long claws. But where are my manners? My name is Dracogen, and you are in the bloom. Oh, I dare say you didn't expect to arrive here quite like this. His voice is warm and welcoming, but there is something about his tone that suggests something more predatory. He studies you briefly, his eyes roving across your body with practiced ease. Do you have questions? Perhaps I can answer them for you. How did I get here? All I did was touch the ferretary. You don't remember? A pity. It must have been something to experience. If you'd come down from the Movira's fortress or along one of the roadways, you would know the path you took. The pathways of the bloom are strange, and not at all its roads are pleasant. I felt others pulled into the ferretary with me. Where are they? Who knows? The bloom's motivations are inscrutable, and its tendrils pass through countless worlds and dimensions. If you were brought here by the bloom itself, then those others you speak of could literally be anywhere. What were those voices? The bloom is a living creature with a reach across dimensions. Its consciousness, if I may use that term even, is unlike anything we know. So unless I miss my guess, what you heard were some of the many voices of the bloom. Who are you? I am Dracogen. I am the man who can find what you need, even if you know what you needed. I deal in information. I pay those who work for me handsomely. Ask anyone here, and I'll tell you I trade fairly. You might also ask them what happens to those who try to cross me, but I don't think that a relationship starts best with threats. We should work from a common interest. Perhaps you can do something for me. What do you want? A business proposition, my friend. I wish to prove my value to you, and then you can provide value in return. I trade in information, favors, and Numenera, and so it happens I know about you and your kind. You're a custode of the changing god, an old acquaintance of mine. Indeed, I have known a number of your brethren. I even know about Milaves, your secret refuge. So ask, and I will do what I can to provide an answer. Milaves has been destroyed. Shock flashes across his features and he wipes it clear quickly. I am truly sorry to hear that. I never had the honor of a visit, though I long to go. Such accumulated knowledge. So many artifacts lost. The value of the pieces would have been worth... Well, no matter. No matter. What's done is done. What do you know about cast-offs? I have met your sire. I know that he makes and discards you. I know that the sword purses and the changing god and destroys his cast-off as a consequence. I know more, but my trader's information will speak more of what I know later, perhaps. Most casters prefer not to come to the bloom. It is a great predator, you know, and something about the psychic energies of your kind seem to have a great appeal to it. Perhaps some residue of your sire's life. Can you tell me where I can find the first one? She has been dead for over a century. Have you tried her tomb? Fine. If I were looking for a random cast off in the bloom, where would I start? Very good indeed. You declare one thing, I declare another, and so you find a way to sidestep my denial. I concede, in the face of your surety, that my information may be incorrect. I do not have your answer, but I know one who might. If you wanted to know anything about the bloom, you should speak to its ruler, the Memovira. Tell me about her. A hard, ruthless woman. She holds control of the bloom because it favors her. She uses this advantage to dominate the trade routes and control access to the moors that lead to other worlds. But the moors are closing, and thus her funds are dwindling. Okay, where can I find Memovira? Inside her fortress, but she has locked her gaze to outsiders what she considers the problems that face her. Only those who can provide something of value to her get in now. Like me. I see. So what do you want in exchange for an introduction? I once had a claim to an artifact, but it was spirited away to a place called the Ancession of Kexlianish, a realm of crystalline beauty. I need that artifact back. It's called a magmatic amulet, a circlet of dark, haline material. It is of great interest to me. Great interest. I believe that you may be uniquely suited to retrieve it. Find it. Bring it to me, and I guarantee you an audience with Memovira. How do I get to this ascension? Follow the caravan road to the trade post. You'll find a moor there, and it will take you to the ascension. That's a moor? It's one of the many mouths of the bloom, reaching its tendrils through the dimensions. Some enterprising individuals travel these tendrils, exploring new worlds and bringing back strange and wondrous items for trade. What if I decline? You won't get into Memovira's fortress, and most likely you'll be devoured by the bloom, with nothing left of you but memories of what could have been. But as with all things, this is your choice. He gestures toward the large open chamber behind him. Ask around, you'll find out the trade thoroughly. You'll also find that I brook no deceit. But I have other businesses to attend to. If you wish to gain access to Memovira, you had best go.
Making a note.
Remember, the magmatic amulet from the Ascension. Okay. You're saying that I should try a Linzertorte. Today, I was given a Napoleon cake. I don't know if it is generally called a Napoleon cake. But it surely is in Polish. Let's get another skill. Give me lore. Now it's your turn. Increase stat pool. No. Extra. No. Improve your skill. I'll give you smashing, then I'll give you quick fingers because apparently that is useful. Improved skill for rain. Lore natural. Oh, and she almost leveled up again. Increased stat pool for you. I'll give you a little bit more might and speed, since I cannot give you any more intellect. They're struggling. What's wrong with you? First, let's speak to Eritis.
What? Are we ready to go?
No, you want to talk.
Oh, it's you. Can I ask you something?
If you didn't know better, you would think he looked thoughtful. He rubs the side of his face and the corners of his sleep-bruised eyes. I've been pondering things for over an hour about what happened back there in Milaves. All those people with stories so like your own, and also many of them have just stopped. And I barely knew them at all. How? He pauses, toying up to his doublet and starts staring at the sky. His glow pulses, growing brighter and brighter until his heart will look at him directly. How are they supposed to be part of my story if they're dead? They aren't part of your story. Most of them were born long before any of us. Of course! I didn't think the world started when I was born. No. I often wonder what it was like, the whole world. Waiting for me to be born, but not knowing when it would happen. You weren't talking about me, we were talking about your family. There... He begins, then winces. The glow around him is glowing brighter than it ever has before. He doesn't appear to notice, however. Their stories are over now, aren't they? I mean, unless they come back at some dramatic moment, more powerful than they were before. I love doing that. But assuming that doesn't happen, what does it mean? Their stories matter to them, I think, but what do they matter now? The golden light of his aura and his casual words can't quite hide the glimmering beads of sweat rolling down his cheeks. I like to think they live on in our memories, if nowhere else. The stories of theirs that we know are part of something larger now. Yes, a larger story. I've always lived life to the next adventure, but now I'm wondering where it will end. What will it be like? What will happen after? I think I'm making it worse. Not on purpose, of course. Why are they down there? Oh, they are slaves. What is happening here? A woman, barefoot and in rags, stands defensively beside her tent. Despite her obvious poverty, she crosses her arms and holds her chin high. And what do you want? Who are those people who ran off? They're called Delny and Vrang. They've been squeezing money out of me for months. Protection, they call it. Though, obviously, they only mean from them. I wish I could do more than simply cave to their demands. But, as you can see, I'm not exactly equipped to defend myself. It's all I can do to survive. Maybe I can help. How often do they steal from you? Too often. I barely have enough to feed myself, and then they take what's left. Usually more than what's left. Maybe I can help. Where did they go?
Updated my journal.
They crawl out of a hole somewhere deeper in the bloom. Little Neelish, I think it's called. It's not the sort to wish violence upon anyone, even people like them, but I hope something happens to stop them. Let's look at her closely. Sorry. I received a message and I had to check if it was something important. Okay. You notice immediately that her rags are actually made of a high quality fabric. It appears that they were once a fine green dress or gown, though it is now filthy and torn. She catches you looking and straightens her posture, seeming almost regal for a moment. Can you tell me something about yourself? My name is Qian, the Bloom's most pitiable storyteller and self-styled innkeeper. Though I admit that inn is far too fine a word for my little tent. Still, I can provide a meal, a bedroll, and at least a modicum of entertainment in the form of tales from my homeland. Before I came here, I was a noblewoman, believe it or not, a courtier from Styrtal. It feels like a previous life. I wonder if I'll ever find my way back. Oh, I suspect not. How did you get here? You've seen the cantina, I assume. She gestures broadly at the massive broken vehicle behind her, being slowly subsumed by bloom flesh. It's a kind of magical carriage capable of traveling great distances by skipping over the space in between. Governor Marizek's priests determined that it came through Styrtal on a very precise schedule. It would appear at one of a few locations near Styrtal every 73 hours. Well, among the nobles it became a sort of adventure. We would dare one another to board the cantina or even hold parties at the location where it was scheduled to appear. It was exciting. I knew people who went on such journeys and came back with the most wonderful tales. They would spend a couple of days meeting strange, fascinating people and visiting wild locales. So, I am fairly certain we're not even in the ninth world. I had to see for myself. So, about a year ago, my friends and I threw a Katina gala in anticipation of its arrival. We packed and dressed for adventure, and when the carriage arrived, we boarded immediately. Sadly, that was the Katina's final journey. It crashed here, tunneling in through part of the Bloom. Most of the passengers were killed in the crash, and the rest in the months since. I am all that's left of that voyage. You are a very strong person to have survived for so long. I never considered myself strong. If I was truly strong, I might have kept the others alive, too. But thank you. And where's Styrtal? Hundreds of kilometers from here. From what I learned, as I understand it, the Bloom is located what we in Styrtal call the Beyond. Or actually, beyond the Beyond, as I had never heard of the Sagus Protectorate in any of the places people talk about here. Styrtal is one of the largest cities in the Steadfast. It perches on the edge of an enormous rift in the ground called the Voil Chasm. Some streets and buildings even protrude from the cliff sides, not unlike your Sagus cliffs, as I understand it. It's a cultural jewel in an otherwise war-torn nation. Let's sleep here. Of course. Of course I'm gonna pay you. I'll bring you a meal shortly. It's not much, but it's food. May you sleep well tonight.
That's more like it.
And we healed. We needed that. Oh, you look interesting. Oh, I cannot talk to him. Or can I? No, I cannot. Oh, there are more people here now. Refugee don't have names. Although I am not sure if them not having names Doesn't mean we shouldn't be talking to them. A panel has fallen away from the side of the crushed Katina, exposing a compartment that is filled with machinery. Waves of energy radiate from it, like heat haze. Most of the machinery in the compartment is smashed and unrecognizable, hanging by wires and strips of torn synth. In the open spaces between the machines, tiny vortices of light and energy occasionally spring into being, obliterate everything they happen to touch, and then vanish again. You recognize the vortices as minuscule singularities in space-time. Their presence suggests that this Katina is powered by a trans-dimensional power source, which might be accessible from its aft section. As your eyes grow accustomed to the weird blurry haze, you notice a synth canister near the back of the compartment. It appears to be intact. If you stretch out your arm, you might be able to reach it. But if a vortex opened at the wrong time, you could be seriously hurt. Okay, peer more carefully. If the interior of the Katina is anything like a mechanical engine, you would guess that the canister is some kind of coolant. Though, given the size of the Katina's engine, it's probably much more powerful than anything you've ever seen before. You suspect that the canister could be repurposed as a single-use device that could freeze anything, or anyone, in a matter of seconds. Let's try it. Oh my goodness. I am horrible at that stuff, apparently. 85%. Honestly, doesn't have hand he can lose. Here it is. You reach into the compartment, fingers scrabbling and the smooth synth of the canister, trying to work it loose. A tiny vortex flares to life near your arm, but you snatch it away, and the vortex misses you by a few centimeters. With a final twist, you pull the canister free. The canister is icy cold to the touch. On one end you find a release valve. If you open it all the way, the coolant would be sprayed out, freezing anything it touches. I think, yeah. Okay, this is my second cipher. Why am I not wearing the cape? Chuckling shroud. Looks interesting. Okay, let's save again. Let's talk to the decanted. What seizes your eye first about this humanoid automaton is not the cunning construction of its slender limbs or the gleaming white armor that covers its chassis. It is instead the frozen human head that peers out from a frost-covered dome in the construct's chest. The head examines you carefully from head to toe. You feel a subtle warmth as scanners inside the machine assesses you. The automaton's gaze shifts to Rin and remains on her for a long moment, then returns to you. The voice that squawks through a grill mounted atop the construct's head is flat and expressionless. Greetings. We are called the Decanted. We are here representing buyers from our society. Our clients greatly value beauty and physical fitness. A distorted howl cuts its speech short. Apologies, maintenance for this vessel has not been optimal in recent times. Rectification to be undertaken soon. To summarize, we seek beautiful creatures to honor them. For instance, if you look into the slave pit nearby, you see one specimen that stands out from the rest, the young man there. Do you see the interplay of muscles in its body? It is strong, but not overbuilt. The biceps are pleasantly rounded, as are the pectorals. The body has little fat and appears to be in good condition. This is popular among our clients. These are some examples of the traits we seek.
Updated my journal.
Its grill squawks again with a blast of noise. apologies. We are here that we might take this subject to the Optero suit. We offer a life of luxury, privilege, and pleasure for everybody except we offer great rewards. We require free individuals with aesthetically pleasing bodies. Perhaps we can be of mutual assistance. Why do you keep looking at Ren?
Making a note.
Strong muscle tone, athletic build, great potential to become a suitable recruit. If allowed to take her, we will ensure that she grows to be a healthy, physically active woman in superb condition. No. The young man in the pit is a slave, isn't he? Why don't you just buy him yourself? The auctioneer refuses our coin. He will not sell to us. What are you? We do not have a personal appellation you would understand. Your people commonly refer to ours as decanted. We achieve long life through these forms you see, our heads separated and preserved. We need not retain our original forms to preserve the knowledge we carry. We can shed these bodies, but live on. This one has lived hundreds of years, though its original body is long since dust. We admire beauty in all its forms and seek to preserve it. We do this as a service to ourselves and as our duty to the world, so that future generations can learn to appreciate beauty as we do. No. 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 No, 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 no. We're not doing that. For sure I'm not selling a ring to him. Explore Bloom Guide. There's someone with a name, I think. A creature floats before you, hidden inside its voluminous cloak, unmoving and unmoved by your presence. It observes the slave market with a scholar's avid disinterest. Exactly who or what the thing is, man or machine, mutant or monster, is impossible to discern. Its glass face reveals nothing but your reflection. Its mechanical voice reveals nothing at all. You recall that this creature is known as Philantis, but you don't know anything else about them. Abruptly, its glass face twists in your direction. In a rasping, uninflected voice, it asks, "Why did the child wail?" That's just what children do, they cry. For a span, the Philantis stands still and silent. Then, with a gasp like an opening of an old vault size, "Ah!" After a moment, it seems to nod slightly, as if inviting you to pose questions of your own. "What are you?" In a strange piping voice, the Philantis replies, "A mudlark on the bank of the River Time." "Do you know anything about the bloom?" "A socket, a doorknob, a crumbling cliff, these are not your face, each that is itself." The words already slow screech to a stop. Its glassy face cocks slightly, and a rear comes from within its robes. The mirror does not look back. The bloom cannot teach, but it leaves scraps. One gathers. Tell me more. No. What are you trying to find? The question. Can I help you? The question hangs before the silent Philantis. It gives no answer. Not even one of the varied sounds of its contemplation. Eventually it becomes clear that nothing will come. I said, "Can I help you?" Again, It stands silence. I'm looking for someone, a fellow cast-off of the changing god. The Finity leans its huge bulk towards you, such that your face swells and deforms in its round reflection. You yourself must find. Okay, thank you. Explorement. I really wished they didn't make the same mistake that was in Pillars of Eternity, the first one. That everyone had a name. Or some kind of a title above their head. Bloom Guide, I think it's him. No, okay. The fat little man turns towards you, a wide smile already in his face. Indeed, his smile is unnaturally wide, reaching almost to his ears. You notice that his mouth contains 2 rows of white, well-manicured teeth. Ugh, I hate teeth. Oh, you catch me in the midst of an auction, madame, but no need to beg pardon, my clients will wait. I find that a short delay in the proceedings gets them talking amongst themselves and sparks their competitive natures. Good for prices. Parson Flint is my name, and this disbursement of so-called slave to so-called owners for the betterment of both parties is my trade. What sort of slave are you looking for? What? Why would I want a slave? Flint blinks in surprise, but his smile doesn't falter. To feed moles, of course, unless you're planning to let them feed on you, but I wouldn't advise that. Naturally, it helps to know what a mole wants before you go buying a slave. Not much point in buying a slave who isn't appetizing to the mole in question. You'd be surprised how many people make that mistake. Flint gives you a knowing wink, as if to emphasize the silliness of those people. Rain tugs urgently at your garment, and you glance down at her. You have to buy one. Buy all of them. If you can. Flint notices the little girl for the first time. Oh, what a darling child you have. They're as smart too. Are you looking forward to feeding your slaves to a mole, my dear? Not for a mole. We have to set them free. What exactly are you? An auctioneer? Indeed not, madame. I'm a public servant. My work is indispensable to the fair city of Cyclescliffs. I help these unfortunate wretches pay their debt to society, as it were. So, you're basically an auctioneer. As I said, I am a public servant, but I'm not. If not for my work, the criminal elements of Cyclescliffs would have no choice but to rot in prison or die by the axe, as in the days of our uncivilized ancestors. I spoke to the construct near the slave pit. It says you refused to do business with it. Eh? What construct? There is no mere construct, I assure you. It was once a creature of flesh and blood like you and me, and it will be again if it fills its quota.
I'll remember that.
I presume you saw the withered head in the middle of his chest? Well, they say that those creatures are always on the prowl for young men and women of unusual beauty. When they acquire such people, they spirit them away, slice off their heads, and replace them with their own. A ghoulish practice, but it allows them to live as humans for a time. That's not the sort of business we do here. Maybe you'd better explain how slavery works here? Certainly, these slaves are convicts of the foulest sort. They are the very dregs of Cyclescliffs and her surrounding communities. In order to pay their debt to society, many choose Bloom's slavery instead of prison or execution. These individuals are given to me, and I sell them to the enterprising merchants who ply the Bloom. Usually my clients come to me with specific requirements. Every mole has its own unique tastes, you see, and it won't open unless it gets precisely what it wants. So I offer an appropriate slave, and they feed that slave to the mole, and everyone is happy. The slaves volunteer to be eaten? They're desperate people, and being fed to the bloom is not a death sentence. Well, not always. Sometimes the bloom only devours certain aspects of a person and they're entirely changed for the better. Or it takes a small, trivial part of them, an eye, or half a stomach, or their ability to feel love, and spits them out into a world where they can start their lives anew. Once a mole feeds on a slave, the slave is free. That's the law, mind you. Unless the moderns get hold of you. They don't give a bird's turd about such things. So these slaves are all criminals? Of varying sorts, yes. The more vicious, the better, at least as far as my clients are concerned. Give me a moment. Can I see what happened here? Okay. Go back, go here. What is a mole anyway? Moles are the mouths of the bloom, my friend. Sometimes they lead to other worlds or to hidden pockets elsewhere in the bloom. One never knows, but that's part of the fun, you see. How do you know what a mole wants? But that is the question. Sometimes you can puzzle it out on your own by watching the mole, observing the behavior of its tongue. A disgusting business altogether. Better to ask someone who's been here for a long time. They're barking mad, most of them, but they have an uncanny sense of the bloom's desires. Some of them claim to hear the voice of the bloom in their minds. Hearing the voice of the bloom. That's when you know you're in trouble. Draco again told me that the moles have been closing. Yes, they are closing, disappearing, changing destination, and behaving badly all around. That sort of thing is better to say in a low voice, preferably far away from the Numenera's logs, or they might get the idea that you're blaming her for the problem. And she's supposed to have some sort of influence over a giant sack of angry flesh, so who knows, maybe it is her fault, but I would never say such a thing. How much for a slave? So you're a register merchant, are you? Got all the proper documents signed and stamped in the right places? Really? I must have left them in my mansion. Vince shakes his head sadly in exactly the manner of a melodramatic actor. Then I'm sorry. I'm afraid I cannot do business. I'm under strict regulations, enforced at the point of a blade, you understand? Suddenly, Flint glances around in such an exaggerated caricature of stealth that you aren't sure whether he is serious. On the other hand, perhaps we can make a deal beneath the purview of the relevant authorities, as it were. No? Huh. So be it then. Why I cannot be bad. Why I cannot even break the law of an imaginary world. Why? What's that thingy? A metal pylon, so polished it might be crystal, has been thrust into the bloom flesh at the junction of two armored neural axons. Whether the bulbous protrusion around it is an effect of this invasion, or whether it was the reason for the insertion of the first place, is impossible to judge. Like so much of the bloom, it oozes both mystery and mucus. The pylon appears to be the foundation of a dimensional anchor, but just the foundation. To be sure, it is in some ways the most difficult part to construct, but it is worthless without a variety of additional properly attuned Numenera. To finish the project would be a considerable undertaking, far more than you could hope to attempt. You notice that there is deep sulcus in the bloom flesh where it meets the pylon. The talc filling the crevice makes it impossible to tell what, if anything, is inside. Okay, study the flesh. Judging from the ancillary organs that protrude from the nodule, it seems to be the organic equivalent of a regional control center. Not a true brain, but something more than a mere cluster of nerves. It's unclear whether it is part of some larger mind or a near sentient organism of its own. Your forearm deep in warm mucousy talk when your fingers brush against something with a hard edge. Obviously not part of the bloom flesh, but also distinct from the pylon. Unfortunately, your touch has dislodged it and begins sinking deeper. Try to grab it. You should do better on that. Or not really. 85, 45, 65. There it is. Thank you. You plunge in deeper and catch hold of the metal object. With relief, you pull your arm and the recovered cipher out from the mucousy sulcus. Opens a channel to the nearest celestial body. First a blast. Ooh, that's nice. I need to remember that we have those. Okay, is there anyone else we can talk to, explore? Waits for prey. I don't like your name. Really. A pale, heavy-set merchant woman stands by an agitated Anine. Her eyes seem to have trouble focusing on you, and when they do, she drops them, her hands nervously adjusting the scarf around her neck. I'm Skydie. You here to trade? Sure. Let's see. Is this gonna be better? 5 physical damage. Medium ranged weapon. Seven damage. It's a heavy crossbow. For long range. We're gonna... do we... what's that? Polished rock. Only usable by Rin. No, that's not it. Sorry. Clockwork strut. For some reason, I'm confused each time. I think on the right are the things we can equip, not on the left. On the right are the things we have equipped. Max effort +1 on all non-combat skills. Max effort -1 on attacks. +1 training level in quick fingers. -2 armor. And it costs a lot. It's a cipher. I can't really take any more ciphers. Buzzer. It's not really a great weapon. There. 5 physical damage. How? I do not understand the things with weapons. Medium ranged weapon. Oh, maybe this is better for you. Here I can do maximum 14 damage. With our current one I can do maximum of 16. Seven damage, 7 a chemical, and I'm too poor to get that. I'll sell you this. And with that I have enough to give her the needler.
Okay.
I hope you can use this. I've paid a ton for that. If I don't know what a weapon does, just eat it. Why? Why are you wearing that heavy scarf? Her eyes meet yours, and for a moment you almost think there's a pleading quality to them. Then they blaze with fury. That's none of your business. Leave it be, or just leave. As she speaks, she fiddles with her scarf again, and you notice splotches of blood on it. You have a little something under your scarf. Right there, under your chin? Oh, come on, I want to change to myself. I do? Where? The woman pulls the scarf from her neck to look at it, revealing jagged, stale, bleeding teeth marks on her throat. She sees you staring at them and realizes she's been duped. Dirty trickster! Go try your games on someone else! She glances on her at her Anine, eyes wide like a child with a guilty conscience. Just leave us alone! She hisses, waving you away. You realize the marks on her neck match the blunt teeth of a large herbivore, like her Anine. Ew. A large and agitated beast looms over you. It is an Anine, a beast of burden. These creatures are normally docile, but this one bares its teeth and snaps as you draw near. It rakes there with its stubby claws. Look! Cries Eurydice. The beast has blood on its mouth, and its mistress has blood on her neck. That means foul Anine feeding on your mistress like some feeding thing. I'll handle this. Wait, Eurydice, this might not be the best option. Moom's eyes dart between you and Eurydice. Punching is always the best option, unless you can skewer. Skewering is even better. Oh, but please tell me your other exciting options. We could see if we can cure it. But that's what I was going to do. I was going to give it a fist-action. Ugh. Fine, do it your way. As you approach, it snaps its head toward, snarling. Wait, can I bite it back? I want to bite it back. 60... I think I have the... yeah, with 65. You jerk your hand back and the Anine's jaws snap shut, scant inches from your fingertips. Ugh. Can you tell me what's wrong with it? I can help. Just tell me what's happening to you. No, I clicked the wrong thing. My Anine, it fits on me, suckles the blood from my neck. For some reason I can't. No, I don't want it to make it stop. But that's a lie. I do want it to stop. I think the bloom did this to my Anine and to me. Tied us together somehow. It's in our heads. I can hear it whispering to me. Concentrate on the whispers and drown them out. Push them from your mind. You want to help her? You can see the woman struggle. Her whole body shakes. You faintly hear a whispering cacophony of sound, chittering and buzzing, lashing out in rage as it fights back. Then it falls silent. I did it. The voices are gone. The Anine also shakes its head, snorts, and settles back on its haunches. Thank you. I don't know what was wrong with me. The bloom got in my head and changed my Anine too. But I think she's back to her old self now. You come back anytime you like. I'll give you a discount. It's the least I can do. Now you're gonna give me a discount. Ugh. I already paid you too much for your overpriced goods. A metal construct stands before you, silent and still. Its armor is pitted and ancient, spiked with metal forons. Instead of arms, the construct has long killing blades, sharpened to a gleaming edge. At first, you aren't sure if the thing is still alive, but as you step closer, you can hear faint hisses and whirs from inside its armor. Who are you? The construct stirs and a voice emanates from somewhere in its depths. It has a hollow, empty sound, as if it speaks from a vast cavern underground. Okay. I am a soldier, a predator. My names are as numerous as the wars in which I have fought. But those wars are finished now, and I have left my names behind. Sure, you remember some of them. Some? I remember who my names. Exarch Series 14, Genshir back then. When I was a bodyguard to Vorushekhlo, he called me his barber of flesh and made me a boogeyman, feared and hated in every nation he conquered. The construct says nothing after that, but the hisses and whirs inside its armor make a great deal of noise for what seems a long time. Who created you? I do not know, nor have I ever known. They culled our records on themselves from our minds. I only remember those for whom I fought. And there have been many such masters over the many long millennia of service. For a time, I believe, my siblings and I slept. I do not know for how long. Then we were awakened by new master Tabat. We fought for them until they were no more. You fought for the Tabath? What do you remember about them? Much. They ruled this land as worlds before the building of Sagus Cliff. They were slaves to an edifice known as the Underspire. Yet they were its masters as well. I do not know where they came from or who they were before they rose to power, for those things happened before they awakened me. I remember this too. They held single combat as the highest virtue, revealing the quality of a soul. They believed that we had powerful souls, my siblings and I, for none of them could defeat us alone. They fought on two-legged beasts, brandishing weapons of another age, unearthed from great hoards beneath the ground. That is also where they found me and my siblings. They awakened us, spoke the proper words, so we killed under command. What happened to the Tabath? The construct's blade arms twitch convulsively. A vast explosion buried the Underspine and their city, and most of my siblings as well. The remaining Tabath were hunted and slain by those they had ruled and enslaved. And I was left alone, save for a few of my kind. And what are you doing here? Waiting for those who are strong and feared, for the predators to walk the bloom. They come here at times to challenge me. If I prove myself to be a predator before others, I believe that the bloom dogs will catch my scent. I wish to be devoured by the bloom. Are you not saying those who have passed through the god of the bloom? Every trace of who they were has been stripped from them. They are freed from the trappings of memory and self, reborn. Killing powerful predators makes you more appetizing to the bloom.
So I believe I have observed the patterns of its hunger over many feeding cycles. Always it is those who prey on others who draw the attention of the bloom tanks. The greater the predator, the more powerful their victims. The more the bloom desires them. And I have killed many, so many. I have torn men and beasts asunder, left their bones and entrails putrefy as an offering to the bloom tanks. And still, it will not devour me. Why does it wait? I can't know.
Why do you crave for birth?
How many years have you lived? Only a few, judging by the firmness of your flesh. In that time, what horrors have you witnessed or perpetrated? Do they sleep in your mind in unregarded moments? Perhaps they do. Whatever horrors you have seen, multiply them by 1,000, 100,000 across a vast, grinding millennium wars. Now imagine that you cannot forget, cannot even distract yourself with other memories. Do you know what I remember? Only those things that would make me a better killer. Every severed limb, every gout of heart's blood, every cruel execution before tearing her out. All else is lost, for that is how my creators fashioned my brain. That is why I crave for birth and forgetfulness.
Claim to be troubled by the violent things you've seen and done, but you're a killing machine. Why should those things bother you? A long moment passes before the construct speaks.
I have pondered that question for all the years since I awoke in your world, and also during the long eons of my sleep. For centuries I felt no such revulsion at the memories of my past, but over time the horror grew in my mind and in the minds of all my brethren.
The construct pauses again, as if considering its next words.
I'm starting to figure this weird place out.
I have come to believe that our creators intended this. Perhaps they understood the terrors we could visit upon the world, and this was their way of ensuring that we would not endure forever. If our foes did not destroy us, then we would be driven to destroy ourselves.
I haven't met anyone who's been eaten by the bloom and lived.
Walk the inners of this city monster for long enough and you'll meet them. Even now I can taste the transdimensional footfalls of one such man. You may find him in the vast interior space beyond the arterial opening, there. Once he possessed a name that was well known in this place, before it was stolen by another. Now he walks alone, forgotten, and without fear.
Do I have any other questions? There's a lot of stuff I can talk to this random killing machine, apparently. Bloom from the wings is better. From the animated one or from the actor version? Because I do remember there was a live version. I think last year, 2 years ago, something like that. But it was weird. Animated. Of course, animated. What are all these bones and armor on the ground?
Detritus of beast and man. It is all that remains of those who sought to best me.
Bloom's eyes move across the ground, then flick up again. What do you know about Trakogen?
He is a predator of sorts, but subtler than most. I have observed him as one hunter watches another from afar, but I cannot fathom what he truly wants. What he seems is not all that he is.
Do you mean that Dragogan isn't all that he seems?
No, the words I spoke were exactly what I meant.
Why don't you challenge him to combat? The construct's head turns in Dragogan's direction, even though the grey-skinned man is not actually visible from here. Obscured as he is by the crushed Katina, you sense that the construct's eyes can see him plainly. For a long moment, you hear a series of rearing and humming sounds from inside the construct's head, as if the creature is considering your words. Then, at long last, it turns its head back to you.
No, even I wouldn't dare.
The words are firm, with a note of finality. I want you. No, I don't want him to kill me. But I do want to challenge him. What could go wrong? Ooh. Oh, yes! You are challenged! The construct's blade arms suddenly clench, rearing into a new configuration with such speed that your eyes can't follow. A moment ago, they seemed sleek and clinical, like a Kurderan's well-honed knife. Now they are jagged and cruel.
Why would you ask this?
Its voice is suddenly different, like the scrape of a hacksaw across a rough metal surface. That there is no I can do. To test myself, isn't that enough?
Oh, such motives are known to me, as they were to all my sibling comrades. Our minds were made to crave a challenge, to test our souls, as you say. Warfare is ever fluid, ever shifting, and a soldier must likewise flow and shift to follow its course. No, I will not fight you.
Faster than your eyes can follow, the blade arms swing back to their sleek original shape, and the voice becomes hollow once more.
In the eyes of the bloom, you are no great predator. No purpose would be served by your death.
Is it serious? All those spikes and blades and but making flesh-cutting things, and it doesn't want to fight?
Listen to my words, and do not challenge me again.
As you wish. A series of lights flash beneath the construct's face blade, but it makes no audible reply. The cat is more important than your well-being. The cat needs to be comfy. Let's see, so this is way to Memoviera, I guess. We helped you. Bloom Dweller, I really do hope that random Bloom Dwellers are not important. Maybe Brushka is important. This woman's face is lined with worry, though her thick build suggests that she could snap a spear in two without much effort. She continually glances toward the tunnel leading out of the courtyard, as though she hopes to see somebody. She runs a hand through her short graying hair and mutters, "Guts." Finally, she takes notice of you. The wrinkles on her face harden immediately. "What are you looking at? Nobody gets in the fortress without permission. I can already tell you don't have it, so keep walking." You look worried. What's wrong? Isn't that obvious? You'd be worried too if you had two patrols go missing and you were stuck on guard duty.
Remember that.
Listen, if you happen to see my missing soldiers, I'd appreciate whatever news you can give me. They'll be outfitted like me. I would go looking for them myself, but she gives a kind of surrendered shrug, leaving her thought unfinished. Where should I start?
Updated my journal.
Both of the patrols were tasked with collecting duties from the gangs. They're probably somewhere in the vast interior or one of the slums, but I haven't heard from them in some time. Given the nature of the bloom, they could literally be anywhere. If I find your missing people, will you let me inside? She gives you a pitying. I don't decide who gets in. I just keep everyone else out. But if you find my man, I'll give you something for your trouble. Okay. As you wish. I think we're making quite nice progress today. For the contrast of the last time. I just pulled my earphones out.
I'm going.
Sometimes it feels as if I'm the only person that uses the word earphones and not headphones for both.
Or is it the other way?
This pool is filled with yellowish water. A wide area around the pool is wet, suggesting that people have been drinking the unpleasant fluid. And possibly bathing in it too. Oh, it's a fountain in a town square. You should have said or that from the start. Beneath the surface of the pool is a large reservoir of fluid. You can't see anything of interest in its depth. I can collect some of it. Confers plume juice. Eerie whispers fill your mind, hinting at countless secrets to uncover. Ah! Use it. Okay. Now I wanna use it. Wait, where is it? Carries liquid death with it. Have we used the Mercaster? I don't know. I do not know. Where is the... Oh, there's the thing. Use it. I want to hear the eerie whispers. Okay, you have a name. Ugh, you use the word helmet. Well, that's interesting. This man is tall and gawkily thin. His wiry hair looks like an explosion of metal springs atop his head. He regards you with bright, feverish eyes that seem too large for their sockets and smiles. Even as he motions you closer, the man is scribbling words on a scrap of paper. He has fastened some sort of harness around his body. It holds a tiny writing tablet and inkwell so he can continue to write as he moves about. Dozens of scroll-covered notes are stuck to his leathery robes. I've heard rumors of one fitting your description. One who helps those in need. Help us, sister. We are exterminates of the great devourer, and we beseech your aid to right a great wrong. Exterminates of the great devourer? We are those who venerate the bloom as divine, and seek to become a part of it, if it will have us. We are the only ones who can see that a great wrong has been done here. Do I really want to know what sort of wrong? A terrible torment. Visit upon the bloom, our god. It is the work of Yokshu, the measurer and meddler, who dwells in that nodule of flesh. He raises his pen toward the house that sits on the other side of the platform, red and stinking and inflamed. Yokshu desires to understand the bloom, to quantify its impulses. This causes pain to our god. The evidence is clear for all to see in the raw and swollen flesh of Yokshu's house. We have warned Yokshu to stop his pokings and proddings and measurings, but he will not listen. What methods are left to us? Perhaps you can help him change his mind. I can try to work out some kind of compromise, at least. At the word compromise, his mouth twitches. Try, if you like, but blasphemers are loath to compromise. They're steeped in sin.
I'll remember that.
His face brightens and he pulls a handful of scribbled papers from a pocket and shoves them into your hands. Scriptures of the great devourer to inspire your thoughts and guide your words. From the pen of Inkpond Huzmi. What are all those papers on your robes? Scriptures of the great devourer. They are ever-changing, an imitation of the bloom. You see? He tears one of the scribbled papers from his robe, crumples it up, and tosses it over the side of the platform. Those words are gone, forgotten, but new ones can be added as we like. He takes a scrawled paper from the little writing desk that is strapped to his body, spits a wad of yellow phlegm onto its back, and stick it to his robe. Now these words are part of the canon. Can you tell me about your beliefs? Anything that makes sense, please? I will not speak of beliefs, but I will tell you what is true. First, that the bloom is a god, the only true god, and all that takes place within his body is solid and real. That which exists outside the bloom is an illusion, a cruel trick, a falsehood. Second, that our god is to become one with the bloom, to transform ourselves into living embodiments of its will, and one day to be called to its heart. You want to be called to the bloom's heart? What does that even mean? When it wants us, the bloom will open a mold at our feet or reveal a tunnel where one hasn't been before. The passage will close behind us and we will never be seen again by human eyes, but we will follow its turnings to the heart and be one with the devourer at last, and pray to no one ever again. You're insane. Oh my goodness. You are truly insane. Your thing in the ninth world is an illusion. I know it is. The people of that world try to tell you that life is not pain. They weave illusions and call them laws to protect the weak and the poor and the ugly, the malformed. But look closer and you'll see that they lie. Only here in the bloom is the horror of life revealed without pretense. Becoming one with the bloom is our only hope of salvation. And how do you plan on becoming one with the bloom? We clothe ourselves in its flesh, feast on its bile and viscera. If we are lucky enough to hear its voice, we empty our minds and let it govern our actions and our thoughts. The devourer will only call us to his heart when its will is one with ours. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Even the ones that eat flesh of others are slightly less insane. Just slightly. Let's give him more intellect and more speed. Okay, let's go inside. Oh, you have one of those constructs here. This Varlin looks much like others of its kind. Violet red skin, yellow eyes, a tall crest atop its head. This one appears to have chosen a male form for now. He wears thin lenses over his eyes, and some strange device encircles his head, with weighted attachments dangling at the end of long straps. His closed, pointed fingertips are stained, and his garments are unkempt and in disarray. He looks impatiently at you as you interrupt his work, his eyes snapping between you and the door. His crest inflates with irritation. The interruptions continue! What would you have of your cue? Why do you keep looking at the door? Apologies from me. The noise and constant interruption from those outsiders are unconducive to proper behavior. They have been escalating their discussion toward violence. The experiments conducted within the chamber are perhaps unlikely to gain the favor of the bloom. Indeed, the great beast has evicted some displeasure. Its pathetic worshippers who gather here to mock have begun seeking ways to stop me, an effort to appease their deity. I would reward anyone who can drive them off. But knowledge has always had its detractors. They will do what they must. As long as my work lives on, I care not. What would you have on me? What sort of work do you do here? Look, smell, taste, measure, understand. Apprehension is the key to knowledge. The bloom is a creature unlike any other. Yet, who has taken the time to study its nature? The first is Yakushu. The work done here will illuminate the bloom for those who follow. For decades have I been here. Physical structure, biological need, behavior, mental construction, known history of the beast, history of its inhabitants, all these things have I gathered. Where does it originate? I believe that Windstar holds the answer, a place of howling winds and immense gravity. Fear tells me that this creature is not yet mature, that the years will see its size increase. Reality bends around the bloom. Its ways twist and turn, but even where stability is assumed, the bloom's presence resists understanding. It resists mapping. This is the importance of my work, to make secrets known so that all may benefit. What's that thing in the middle? The bloom detests those who seek to understand it on rational level. For some time now it has sought my destruction to erase all accomplished here. The device generates a multi-spectrum field that repels the bloom's advances. But that means only that it waits for me without. Had other devices not been available to create food and drink, I should have perished here. And that construct, I saw one just like that. Many years ago it came to my door. It vowed service to me if its memories and personality could be erased. I did not ask why, just as I would hope to have my own reasons respected. It now serves to protect me against those who do me harm. Most specifically, the Murdans and the cultists. Holmes looks at the construct with an uneasy and practically taste. Okay. Is there an easy way to deactivate the construct or something like that? He regards you flatly with both eyes, turning his head this and that way. At last he speaks. With the bloom's followers outside my door, the risk of transmission of this information to potentially dangerous parties is unacceptable. You will not have the answer. What do you think would make the bloom cultists leave you alone? Defeating them with reasoned arguments will be difficult. I present no danger to them, not like you. A threat of force might persuade them, but I believe they tell truth about enjoying the bloom's favor. To oppose them is to draw its ire. Can you sell me anything? Psychic focus. Fluid armature. Neuropathic detonation cipher. No, we cannot have any more of those. Ecstasy Paralyzer. Some of those names are magnificent. Embrace the permanent +1 training concentration. I am way too poor. Wait, I can get rid of those. I just sold him what he hates. 380. If I sold another one. Okay, I'm not even... It's an oddity, I can sell this. This is a Mercaster that I should give to myself. What do you have? Okay, we're selling this weapon. Give me that.
These ciphers are killing me.
I know those ciphers are killing you, that's why we are using one right now. Nice. Good evening, Wade. It's night. But saying good night has a little bit different meaning. But yeah, it is fairly late. Which doesn't stop me from playing. Papers lie scattered haphazardly across this desk. Small knowledge cubes gleam, finger-sized implements cast processions of glowing glyphs, and other media lie scattered throughout the mess. As you reach out to examine the object on the desk, the Varleen barks. Careful! Much time has been invested in this work, and I recall where I placed each bit of data. Replace where you found each item. Okay. As you shuffle through the Varleen's notes on paper, scribbled on dried bloom flesh, dictated into talking data cubes, and recorded in more exotic storage devices, you realize the sheer volume of information he has collected. It is a trove of arcane and technical observations of the bloom, loosely organized into a number of categories: behavior, self and others; communication, self and others; influences, influenced by, was; how to open, how to close, how to divert; history, unrecorded, recorded, observations, conclusions. Every data point leads to a reference in another document. Some of those links are simply notes guessing where the data is located, based on the Verlin's recollection. If you knew where to start analyzing his enormous collection of knowledge, you might be able to get somewhere. But the volume of information is simply staggering. A team of Aeon priests couldn't process this much data in a year. For a lone scholar, it would likely take 10 years or more. The Valley has stopped glancing over you as you shuffle through his notes. Instead, he is staring at you, waiting and watching. It becomes difficult to concentrate under his steady gaze. So you put the notes down and step away from the table. Wise choice. So you're not going anywhere with you.
Right.
An odd device sits in the middle of the room. It almost looks like a capsule of some sort, but it is covered with ducts and ports and vents, and a strange blue light emanates from it. Cables run from its base throughout the room, attached to various devices. It vibrates with a mild, occasionally stuttering pulse, and when it falters, the field that protects the interior of the shanty briefly fades. I want to examine it. The machine encapsulates a piece of bloom flesh, which is wired with various leads. It appears the core is a counter-stimulus device to drive the bloom back. Resonances and frequencies use the flesh of the great predator against itself, creating a kind of energy field that repels the bloom and keeps it from entering this chamber. But the constant pressure from the bloom's hunger is driving the machine toward irreversible breakdown. You do not think you can repair it. I'm not going to disable it or destroy it either. I think you should stop experimenting. Stop? Oh, preposterous. Our life's work expressed itself within these walls. Ceasing production now would be to invalidate that work, to cast knowledge away, to spit in the face of reason. No good reason exists to stop. Do you realize that you have years of data that still need analysis? Years? Nonsense. The accumulated experiments have yielded only perhaps 12 years? Should data gathering stop now? Interesting. Your field generator is failing. The relevance of the statement is to my work is like... He breaks off as all of the import of your statement strikes him. He hurries over to the machine and inspects it thoroughly, his crest bobbing with quick movements of his head. It may fail within a year. This situation is dire. The repair of the generators will be difficult, perhaps not possible. Is the threat of annihilation not enough for you? The cultists will kill you and destroy your work. It's time to stop. I don't want to deceive him. There's no reason deceiving him, I just hope. Whew, just barely. He is not looking at you as you speak, but he begins to nod his head. The words spoken are rational. My data must be turned into useful knowledge. This will be impossible should my enemies destroy my work. Very well. The experiment cease. Some machines will remain active, but the experiments will cease. May my luck hold. I hope you stay alive. Please do not move I cannot get out of this is a cast scene. Apparently. And he didn't disable this, so... Yeah, we will play a little bit more. I've been finishing all the streams early lately. I convince Yokshu to stop his measurements of the bloom. Praise the devourer! Payment from the extremities in the manner of the outside world, but the greater reward is the favor you have earned from our god. Butterfly. No, those are glasses. I know I also have to wear those. It is an oddity. These glasses have a shiny metallic frame that always feels warm. Ew. The lenses are nearly opaque and blurry, making the wearer quickly feel dizzy and sick. Oh, right. I don't remember if I used that Mirrorcaster, so we'll do that. Increase edge and light. Whenever it lands a critical hit with a melee weapon, confer daze to all enemies in immediate range. Okay. When you kill an enemy, immediately make a bonus attack against the nearest enemy in range without moving. That's not gonna happen a lot. Okay, let's try it. Heavy weapons. I swear I'm being surrounded by weird people. How is running a nice feeling? Ugh. I don't run. Running makes me feel miserable. As you cradle this device in your hands, you smell the tank of salt water, and the ground beneath your feet seems to shudder and sway. The mirror within it calls to you in soothing rhythmic pulses. You peer through the device into a void far larger than the thing your hands could contain. From the far end, a shapeless mass reaches across the distance faster than blink and obscures your view of it with an amorphous limb. Let's go in. Indigo waves rise in the wake of the huge marteling whale bearing down on Sagus cliffs. Its flank blocks out the sun. Its shadow sweeps over your meager dough and a whole swath of sea. From high up on the beast's back, a lookout leans down. "Plague!" he cries in a voice that seems too faint, even considering the distance. His warning is unnecessary. The yellow jack flag flapping from the mast can be seen all the way from the city. As the lookout stares directly at your dhow, he cocks his head quizzically and rubs his eyes, plainly confused to see no one in the boat. The light bender on your belt does its work well, while its charge lasts. After a moment, the man wanders off. Snug around your neck, a steel collar trembles and a voice whispers in your head. "Hurry, our seaward batteries can turn the whale to mist if they must, but better to save our fire for a darker day." After a moment, the collar buzzes again, and the voice adds, "Eliminating contagion is doctor's work, and no doctor would use a saw when a scalpel would do. Go, now, cut what you must and make sure that this sickness does not reach our city. And don't worry, your body can't fall prey to the disease." The collar goes still. The whale's leathery side looms above you like a living cliff. Somewhere up there are the men and women carrying death toward you home. Gather gear. The tools of your trade are housed in a locker beneath the thwart. Hooked climbing claws, your wind-sliced blade, and a concussive crystal pulsing with explosive power. You quickly secure them, clothes on your hands, sword at your side, crystal on your belt. Remaining in the locker is a small waterproof ledger, which is better left there. There is also a harpoon of azure steel sunk deep in the whale's flesh and tied to the dough by a sturdy cable. It would be hard to pull free, and in any case it will keep your boat tied to the beast. Climb. Sense of progress is addictive, and endorphin rush is nice. All I can feel while running is shortness of breath, and a feeling of ice needles piercing my lungs. I run daily to the train. Cannot recommend it. You sink the climbing claws into the whale's tough hide and, leaving a bloody trail behind you, quickly climb your way up. As you ascend, the steady lapping of waves fades and the wind grows, but there come no sounds of the living or dying village built upon the martling's back. Finally, you crest the whale's flank and pull yourself over the top. Silence, like a miasma, hangs over the empty driftwood shacks. Bits of bone, sheets of synth, crude abandoned tools. These are the only signs that people once thrived in this unusual home. The lookout has left no tracks, And in the moments you spend scanning the narrow trash-strewn street, no one else emerges. Beyond this bleak emptiness, two things rise. Nearby, a kind of pavilion or howdah built atop the whale's head, and in the distance, a huge stone stern castle at the whale's rear. A beam of light streams from the stern castle to the howdah, encasing the latter in an iridescent bubble. Some sort of shield by the look of it. There is nothing else of note. Climb one of the shacks. You clamber atop a rickety roof, mindful to spread your weight evenly across the pocket-marked synth. Even still, it flexes ominously beneath you. From on high, most of what you see is the same, a warren of winding, empty streets flanked by filthy hovels, all silent and lifeless. But then a flicker of motion catches your eye. Half hidden behind a mound of garbage, a small crowd seems to have circled a woman. You cannot make out exactly what transpires, but you can plot a path through the village to reach the crowd, or to avoid it en route to the Stern Castle. Let's go to the Stern Castle. Following the map in your mind, you wend your way down the narrow village lanes. Silence, stench, and squalor are your only companions. At last you arrive at the Stern Castle, a towering edifice of steel and stone. That it is a seat of power would be clear, even without the ribbon of energy streaming from its tower toward the distant howdah. See ya, Wade. Have good Wade at work. What do you call an L7? S6. You make me go crazy. Have a good day. A large mob has gathered on the Stern Castle steps, and many of the men and women mutely pound upon the gates. Their silence and the flatness of their effect is striking. As you watch the ineffectual siege, more file in behind you, blindly forcing you forward, cutting off any means of retreat. For now, thanks to the Lightbender, they have not seen you. I still need to get rid of the whale. So well-planted bomb will do it. Let's climb the Stern Castle. You're too old to understand the 6-7. A different word for ill is sick. If you are like me and mispronounce English a lot, you don't say 6, you say sick. 6-7. And this is the thing I can only understand because I mispronounce things. Okay. You are well up the Stern Castle's wall before the Lightbender's power peters out, and by then you are far from the mob's reach. Indeed, you seem far from their care as they are content to continue pounding away at the gates. The climb is an easier one than your last. Even without the claws, you would find easy fingerholds in the weather-worn mortar and rough stone. Above you shimmers the beam of energy fueling the howdah distance force field. Soon you have reached an open window, and without hesitation you swing your way inside, landing deftly in a great hall. The Stern Castle's defenders are a few dozen men and women armed with little more than spears and marline spikes. One of them has a few healing ciphers. Another wears a richly dyed robe adorned with glitter gar scales. No doubt, she is their leader. The hall holds little else of interest save a large Numenera that streams energy out through a window, feeding the force field at the whale's head. The defender's leader addresses you, her voice oddly accented. Welcome to Folkhaven, emissary. I speak for the folk. We must dock in your city. We are in desperate need of healing, and as you saw when you faced the unspeakables, we beg your aid in these dark days. I want to help you, but you must turn away from Sagos Cliffs, or the cannons will destroy the whale. The speaker is, for a moment, speechless. The defender's eyes are all turned upon her, and a look of horror and nausea blanches her face. Then, with visible effort, she composes herself. You have spoken, and I have heard. But I again implore you and your far-famed city to aid us in our hour of need. The lives of the folk and the fate of the haven turn upon your word. There's 100,000 people inside those cliffs. They cannot be put in harm's way for the sake of your tiny village. The speaker pushes herself to her feet and brushes off her knees. I do not fool those who speak for your city. We have done the same here to safeguard the uninfected within these walls. But we cannot change course from here. The whale singer guides the whale from upon its head, and we must be shielded against plague. Where he'll lose his voice, there would be no song to steer us. But there is a way. You see, a gift has come to us, a means by which the healer can concoct an inoculation against the quiet death. It comes at a price. One your city will make us pay. She points at the boy huddled nearby and calls him over. The gift. The only want of all sick anxiety and fend of madness. From the fluid in his spine, the healer with the gun, a guard against the death. Not a cure, and enough for at most 20 inoculations. From 20, the folk can grow again, as we did after the sinking. The gift will not refuse or cry out. He will endure to his death in silence. We will lower the shield, and you will bring the inoculation to the whale singer. The whale will turn, and we will survive. What if the procedure fails? You'll have killed the only one of your people immune to the disease. We are not full stranger, and long have we pondered over our few choices. Even if the gift survives, the folk shall die, for he cannot speak the word and keep our ways alive. And the healer knows his craft and his tools. He has said this will not fail, and I speak his words again with confidence. There is another way. Kill the would-be child slayers and disable the shield generating Numenera. Your mission was to cut, and so you cut the speaker's throat first, and not a word more does she say. The rest of the folk are at first so stunned that they do nothing. You do not hesitate to cut them down too. After a short span, they rally themselves into action. It is futile. No doubt they could have killed the mute boy, but they cannot kill you. A few glancing blows and shallow nicks come your way, but in the end, the blood that soaks the Stern Castle floor is not yours. Through it all, the gift sits docile. There is no cause to kill him. He watches as you smash the key parts of the Numenera. The hall falls dark as the energy goes, but the bully watches you still. Let's take him to the well singer. The collar around your neck hums and a voice warns. Make haste, the whale has entered the bay. As you weave through the narrow paths and alleys, faint sounds stir in the silence. The shuffle of footsteps, the huffing of heavy breaths. With a watchful eye and quiet tread, you advance, keeping out of sight as best you can. Soon they are before you, a gang of unspeakables at least 12 strong, making their starving, raving way through the village and unknowingly barring your advance. Modest as their weapons may be, it would be folly to try and fight them. Use the crystal. The cipher so long husbanded at last has its moment. The crystal's blast is bright, deafening, destructive. The unspeakables who survive scatter in terror, and the way before you is clear. You grab the boy's hand and drag him behind you as you hurry onward. The Huda's force field has fallen. Within the pavilion stands a stocky man, barrel-chested and ruddy. The whale singer. He seems equal parts weary, bewildered, and battle-ready. Behind him, wide-mouthed tubes rise up from the whale's hide, and past them is the flat expanse of the whale's brow. Not so far beyond are the cliffs, the canals, and the city. The whale singer's voice booms when he speaks, his words accented like the speaker's. I do not know you, stranger, and I tremble at the way you have come. What do you want? Glancing at the boy half hidden behind you, he adds, It gives me no comfort to see the speaker's son at your side. The cannons directly ahead of us will destroy the whale unless you change its course away from Saga's cliffs. The whale singer shakes his head in sadness, not stubbornness. The speaker told me to guide our haven to the city where we may find a cure to the quiet death. I cannot turn from path and leave the folk without succor. My duty is to my people. Whatever the price I may personally pay, whatever price the others have paid already. The speaker... No, not this. All of Folkhaven will pay the price when the cannons obliterate the whale. Your words have the sound of truth. I do not know what you have done or what the plague will wreak, but an uncertain sea is better than certain shoals. With that, he turns the tubes rising from the whale flesh and works his craft. It is an uncanny song he sings, inhuman and at the same time heart-achingly intimate. At once the whale begins to turn, heaving its huge bulk away from the city and back to open seas. And then the song ends, and the whale singer takes a long swing from the flask chained to his belt. It is done. Seconds later, the collar around your neck flickers, and a voice whispers to you all, Do not let it turn back. How do you steer the whale? Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. The whale singer waves a hand at the trumpet-like bronze tubes rising from the creature's hide. When I sing, the south fins bear my song into their very brain, stirring the nerves within as if my voice were her own. What I sing, she must do. He kneels and places a hand on the huge head beneath him. It is a duty and an honor to join the Great One's mind. I soothe her loneliness and hold her back when the males roar their lust for the seas. Thus have I, and the many singers before me, kept Folkhaven from sinking below the waves. Tell me more about it. Each whale singer teaches his craft to a song student, who will in turn live to become singer himself. Though the student is gone, you are not the foe of the folk and cannot take his place. You hurry let's go back to the doll. You hurry to where the doll lies tied below and, bearing the boy on your back, work your way down to the boat. With a swift slash, you cut the harpoon loose and pull free from the whale. Immediately, your collar buzzes furiously, and a voice snaps in your skull. I don't know what you have done on the whale, but you must know that no one from it can reach the city. There is no way to answer. The collar speaks, but does not listen. You cannot tell if the blood spilled to save the boy, yours as well as others. Take off the collar and set sail to a new home. You unhinge the collar and fling it into the indigo sea. It sinks almost instantly. There are no more words to hear, not from your master abiding in the city, not from the boy who has no voice, and not from your own lips, rendered speechless by your own deed. You hoist the lantern sail and tack away from the city you were sent to save. The world is wide and girdled by the waves. Its shores are rich with other homes. With a note to the boy, you set out to find them. I wonder whose life you just changed. I remember our room was just a toy. What? And with that, I'll end this part here. So, for now, thank you very much for joining today. Stay alive and hopefully see you on Wednesday. This time, I really want to play Fable on Wednesday. Good night.